Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Happy Wednesday to all of you on this 10th day of January. It's our daily show right here on RiverBender.com. CJ Nasello here with you. Anywhere, everywhere you get your podcast, Roku TV. Man, that's turning out really good. Before I get into who's coming on the show today, a lot of you for the last couple of months have been going, hey, what happened to the Roku channel? It is fixed. Mike did a heck of a job on that, and it was really cool because last night I tested it out just to kind of, see how it looks, and I'm excited. So back on Roku, you can download the Riverbender app today, and if you already have it, just open it up again. It's ready to go, and so are we. We're going to be talking to the Riverbend Wellness Festival. Stella Webb will be joining us in just about a couple of minutes or so, and we got to keep moving. We're going to be getting some updates because of the weather that's coming in this weekend and the projected low temperatures. There's going to be some rescheduling going on, and we're going to get the latest on that and so much more. And then around 9:30, we're going to be talking to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, and we're going to get some insights on Carvers and Blake Sonka, too, with State Farm. And it's one of my favorite segments because we get to talk about the business, promote the respective businesses, and also, talk about how important the North Alton Godfrey Business Council is, and I'm really looking forward to that. Then at 10:30, friends of the show, Craig Heaton, he's going to join us. Mississippi Meanderings coming right on down the pipeline, and we're going to get the latest before that event takes place. But at 9:04, make sure you sign up for your daily email update. You'll never miss out. Join myself and 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and even on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to St. Louis first. The week in the St. Louis metro region is setting up for an interesting weather ride. John Carty, not the radio host, but a National Weather Service meteorologist, said another round of snow will occur Tuesday, January the 9th, coming from the west end around the rush hour. We already experienced that yesterday, but another round of snow and weather mixture is forecast for this Friday. Right now, Carney said it is too early to talk about how much snow could accumulate this weekend. We have rain that will likely turn to snow on Friday morning. Then it'll get pretty cold, Carney said. Saturday morning, low temperatures in the mid-teens are predicted, and it shouldn't get over freezing on Saturday in the area. On Sunday, it shouldn't get higher than the mid-20s. The coldest day of the week will be Monday. The temperatures as of now are predicted to reach a high of 6 degrees, and on Tuesday a high of 9 degrees. And throughout the show in the next couple of days, we will get some folks on that can talk about ways that we can stay warm for some of our individuals in our community that maybe don't have that warm shelter. We'll keep you updated as we get closer to Friday. Out of Alton and Godfrey, the North Alton Godfrey Business Council held its monthly meeting with guest speaker Corey Job on Tuesday, January the 9th. Business owners and community members, they gathered at the National Great Rivers Research and Education Center, known as NGREC, in East Alton, to listen to Job speak. He discussed the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau, of which he is the president, and the organization's goals for the community. Great Rivers and Routes Bureau represents Madison, Macoupin, Montgomery, Jersey, Calhoun, and Greene counties in Illinois, where the Mississippi, Missouri, and Illinois River intersects. Job's presentation focused on the region's unique assets, including the rivers, the Great River Road, Route 66, and Pierre Marquette State Park. He noted that the annual visitors to Pierre Marquette rival that of the largest state park in Illinois, with 2.8 annual visitors to Pierre Marquette's at to Pierre Marquette versus the 3.8 annual visitors to Starved Rock Park in Oaksby. My apologies for that. Job stressed the need for investing in the area's tourism products, assets, and infrastructure to attract even more people to the region. He emphasized the benefits that the region could reap by prioritizing riverfront improvements and even a downtown hotel. Argosy Casino and their parent company, Penn Gaming, have been conducting an independent hotel study. Alton Works has conducted a study as well. The process includes looking for funding assistance from the state of Illinois. More information will be available soon as the studies are completed. There are several tourism projects in the work. Job highlighted the LED lighting that will be installed on Clark Bridge, which is expected to boost tourism. He noted Great Rivers and Routes has been in contact with Whereabouts, a company that plans to design a strategic plan for the Bureau. A recent grant provided 10 kayak kiosks along the Mississippi River as well. Job concluded his presentation by inviting community members to the Great Rivers and Routes Tourism Bureau Annual Summit to be held Thursday, February the 8th at the Gateway Convention Center in Collinsville. Next month's North Alton Godfrey Business Council meeting is set in stone for 11:30 a.m. on the 14th of February at Bakers and Hale in Godfrey. Dawn Fisher with Amoresco will be the guest speaker, and she will talk about the solar farm that is in construction on North Albee Street in Alton. Let's jump to weather because we got to keep moving today. On this 10th day of January, right now it's 27 degrees. It feels like 25 today. Cloudy this morning, then times of clouds and sun this afternoon. But boy, that sun's deceiving. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, and temperatures expected to reach 40 degrees today. Drop down to 29 overnight, heading into Thursday, where we can expect temperatures to reach 41 degrees for the high. 36 for the low overnight as we head into Friday, where we can expect some weather. On Friday the 12th, a 98% chance of snow, 45 degrees for the high, but temperatures will drop in the afternoon to 15 degrees overnight. And then on Saturday, stay inside. 20 degrees for the high, 3 degrees for the low. And then on Sunday, a chance of snow again with 8 degrees being the high temperature and -2 being the low temperature as we head into Monday, the 15th of January. For your Alton Skyline webcam, you can view that on RiverBender.com/weather. And for time and temperature throughout the day, give the landmark phone number a ring. One of my favorite parts of RiverBender.com is 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Hey, coming up this Saturday, a good inside event is a good inside event. You don't have to worry about the outside climate. You don't have to worry about none of that. You know how well Godfrey takes care of the roads, and they're going to make sure Lewis and Clark is open for Saturday, January the 13th at 7 p.m. when the Harmons and Mo Pitney take the stage at Hathaway Hall. $20 per person for tickets, and it's a good one. 46th annual Lewis and Clark Community College Show with the Harmons. This is always a great time. I actually talked to the Harmons last year about this event, and I just love what they do at Lewis and Clark. This show is going to keep growing and growing for years to come, so be a part of it. You can call 618-278-4422. That's 618-278-4422 or 618-917-7355 for tickets today for Saturday's show, the 46th annual Lewis and Clark Community College Harmon Bluegrass Show featuring Mo Pitney, $20 per person, and give that number a ring, 618-278-4422, and when you call them, you just say, hey, CJ and RiverBender.com sent me your way.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
9:12, Stella Webb in studio, 9:13, but who's counting? Welcome back to this Wednesday morning in the heart of the 618. You know, a lot of people were excited about the Wellness Festival, and Stella Webb joins us now because we might have to wait a little bit longer.
Unfortunately, the weather predictors are looking like it's going to be snow overnight on Friday night. They're saying up to 3.5 inches, and then it's going to be extremely cold on Saturday. And as much as we're Beth Aline and I, who are planning this, we're disappointed too, because we really wanted to be, do this for the whole new year kind of thing, but it's just not wise.
Well, and I think it's a smart play because, this has the makings to be something really, really special.
Yeah.
And just seeing all the work that's been put into this for months.
And,
it stinks that we got to push pause for a couple of weeks, but I think you're going to have broader horizons with this reschedule because I think the folks appreciate when they go, hey, we don't want you out here harming yourself or risking anything to be a part of this.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself if even one person fell because they were trying to come to the event. I would just rather everybody stay home, safe and sound,
warm.
Nice and warm. and then we can just do this on March 2nd. And we're still so very excited about it all.
Well, and that reschedule, if I spelled this right, it's always a dangerous game with my spelling, Stella. The reschedule is March 2nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
And now, take me through, because you guys had all this pulled out. I mean, there were vendors and all these keynote speakers and breakout sessions.
Exactly. We have over 30 vendors. We've got keynote speakers who are going to be talking all day long. There's going to be one every day, one every half hour or something like that. We've got, CJ, we've got such a beautiful community. We're doing a raffle for Amare. And to raise money for them. And all of the proceeds from the vendor spots, all of that goes to Amare as well. And the beautiful community has these local businesses have donated all of these wonderful, wonderful items for the raffle. And so those will all be kept safe until March 2nd now. And we're really excited about it. We're still, this is something we've really wanted to do. Beth and I, we are all about wanting people to be able to live their best lives, right? The Riverbend Wellness Festival is centered around helping people to find that overall wellness with spiritual, physical, and mental, emotional. There's another part in there.
And on top of that, too, this is how I think, because I always like to tie in the event to what the mission is.
Yeah.
And with wellness, there comes, not being as stressed and all these mental components. And what I think's amazing is that you're abiding by your mission, because if you would have this on Saturday, people are going to be stressed. Everyone's not going to be able to be in that mindset of really being able to help themselves because we're trying to rush and get there and maybe stay warm. And that's why I think your mission is absolutely true.
Well, Beth and I practice this too for ourselves. She's a therapist here in Alton, and I have a soul sanctuary, and we practice this for ourselves. We don't. There would be if we went ahead and had this event, which we could have pushed it through.
Right.
But if we had it, there would be that underlying worry all day long about whether or not everybody was going to be okay. I mean, that's just not worth it, you know?
And if it's okay, you had a really nice piece in your event listing on Amare. And why did you choose Amare? Because for me, I know what they're doing and accomplishing, and I think it's great they have the Max Sports Building. They're able to grow
Isn't
that
that
way.
beautiful?
A heck of a donation, too. I think that was a really great generous gift. But in your words, why is Amare so important, and why are we supporting them in this event?
So for Beth and I both, we really do support that wellness for our community. It's not, we see clients on a daily basis, but to expand that out further, the reason we're doing this event is because of the community.
Yep.
And we know that there are people in our community, we have clients who need a place like Amare to go for support, to help them to find their way back to where they want to be for their wellness, so that they can live their life to their fullest potential too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And what I think, and you're more in the thick of it than I am, because I observe and talk about it, but it seems like we have a really strong potential here for a real mentally fit community, because there's so many aspects, whether it's in Alton, Godfrey, any part of Madison County,
right,
especially the Madison County Mental Health Board that's doing some fantastic work too, that really are prioritizing mental health. And I hope that more communities kind of pick up on that, because the county can do all they want, but it's individuals like yourself, Amare, and all of the other components of this that really lift up communities.
We are so lucky because our keynote speakers, the people who are presenting our workshops, all of these people are local businesses. And we have all of these people throughout our community, including Amare, including just so many, the Riverbend Ministry. Yeah, all of these guys. We have these beautiful souls who are out there who really care about the people in our community and want to. I really do believe that supporting a place like Amare supports our community.
100%. Hey, do you have a moment to take a pause with me?
Yeah, I do.
I got to pay a quick bill at 9:20, but on this 10th day of January, we'll take a quick break. We'll talk more about the Wellness Festival. We'll overview it again, because now we're back on the road to the Wellness Festival. March the 2nd, 10 to 4. We'll get more details right after this on RiverBender.com. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
One reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this.
I don't know. I think I should have left the camera on. We had a better segment during the break. 9:21. Stella Webb Soul Sanctuary Riverbend Wellness Festival rescheduled to March the 2nd to keep us all warm and
Yes.
So I don't know about you before we talk about the event. I already have my weekend planned. I already got my hot chocolate. I got a few other things to kind of make me enjoy my television watching experience.
Yeah.
And, I have my fuzzy blanket and my pajamas already ready to go. I got 2 days, but I'm ready for being warm in bed and just enjoying,
I have a book that I've been reading that a friend gave me for Christmas, and so I plan on digging back into my book.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Wellness Festival as a whole, because I'm not patronizing Stella because she's here. There's seriously so many components of this. I almost put chapters in the event listing, because that's how much time has been put into this to make sure everyone can benefit and fill us in.
Exactly. So first and foremost, we're going to have keynote speakers for every half hour. And these are all local businesses, wellness businesses for different areas, physical, spiritual, emotional. So we're going to have them coming in, and they will be speaking all day. So depending on what time you come in, you can find. We'll let everybody know who's speaking when, and then we'll just have those, and you can choose what you want to come in for. We have over 30 vendors. We have and all of them are local businesses, and they are all most of them. There are some other fun stuff, but most of them are centered around wellness.
Good.
And then overall wellness, and then we have workshops where we'll be doing meditations and yoga and some dance and arts and crafts, things like that. There are kids zones. This isn't just for the individual overall wellness. It's for the family.
Yes.
It's if you're one single person, great. If you're a family, that's great too. Come on in and learn how to achieve overall wellness with the family.
Can I say something on top of that? Because this is something and you would know 10 times more about this than I would, but it's just my observation. It seems like in middle school, when kids get to middle school, I notice that's when you see a lot of stress really hit parents. And it's not because of maybe things that are happening in the classroom, but maybe just conversations inside the home that maybe spill over and cause some stress.
Yeah.
And that's just me. It seems like that sometimes when a kid's growing and the child's growing, sometimes the parent stays with the kid at 7 years old and doesn't grow with them sometimes. But it seems like that's where a lot of disconnect could be. So to get everyone in one building and go through those, it'd be awesome.
And to be able to, I think it's so important to be able to introduce wellness to our families when our kids are young.
Youngest
right?
possible.
Waiting until they're in a bad situation or not in a good state of mind, and then starting to think about meditation or mental health or even physical health.
Yeah.
That allowing the kids to grow with that, to from a young age take it with them, so that this is practice. It's stuff that they have established for their lifetime. That's a beautiful thing.
Did you see what they're doing in East Alton School District?
What are they doing?
So they're doing it's teen mental health first aid classes, and they're having 2 counselors that are trained in this talk to the sophomore classes and identifying stress and triggers and seeing when someone could be in distress and just talking to them, being their friend. And we had him on the show in Madison
that's
County.
beautiful.
That's what I did. Just hearing that and knowing that we're starting younger now, and we're going to keep getting younger and younger and really instilling
Yes. Even the other day, my stepdaughters were bickering back and forth, right? And I looked at them and I was like, no, we're going to be nice to each other. We're going to love each other. We're going to treat each other with love and respect, because when we try to jab each other, that's not healthy. You two are going to be sisters for your entire life. Creating relationships that are healthy, that are full of love and respect, that's how you create a beautiful life, right?
Absolutely.
And so letting them know from a young age, right? Hey, this is something, they are 9 and 11. No, 9 and 12.
Yeah.
They're somewhere around there. But the thing is that letting them know from a very young age that this right here, no, let's not do this. Let's choose to do this, right?
Yep.
Because it is a choice.
It is.
And allowing them to know that they don't have to react. They can choose how they act,
That's something that was one of my hardest things to learn, and is you don't have to be reactive to everything.
Exactly.
You know? And that's coming from the Italian-American
Well,
family,
and
know?
the thing is that once we react, it's kind of you feed off of each other.
It is.
Go
It's a
back and forth
snowball.
again. And it just, it doesn't go in a good direction. That's why allowing them to choose how to react, how to act instead of how to react, that's perfect for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Stella, just to reiterate this, we can learn about all of these tools and all of these things that we can help benefit ourselves, our family, our neighbors, our community at the Riverbend Wellness Festival,
Yes.
which has been rescheduled for March the 2nd from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Now, in Milton, where is this at in the Milton building?
It's going to be the whole building.
Oh!
It is going to be the whole building. We're going to have vendors in all of the halls, and we're going to have Latavia, who I think you had on that
she was
recently.
just on.
She's going to have her yoga sessions up in her space. I'm going to have the meditation sessions and dance down in my space. Mavis is going to have their health wellness shots. They're going to be right outside, and of course in their space. It's just the whole building. The keynote speakers will be in the Crystal Ballroom. We'll just have it all. Yeah.
This is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And before the event, maybe a couple weeks before, you get jumped back on and we promote it again.
I would
last
love
time.
to. I would
the
love
more
to.
people we can get there, the better, I think. On
Yes,
this.
I think so too.
And before I hit pause and say goodbye to Stella right now, I do want to mention, when we're talking about mental health and we're talking about wellness in general, an organization I think is giving somebody a great platform to express themselves, and especially at young ages, at old ages, is Alton Little Theater. And I wanted to kind of spotlight them as I'm making my acting debut. And and the reason being is being on that stage, and I've done pro wrestling, I've been in front of the camera and done stuff like that, but to really see how an individual comes to life and is able to really show off who they are as a person. And Alton Little Theater does that really, really well. And this summer, your child has the opportunity with their summer acting courses that are getting ready to be announced in just a few short weeks. There's some upcoming shows. You can see me in the Elephant's Graveyard, January 26th through the 28th. And for more information on the Actor Studio series, it's altonlittletheater.org. altonlittletheater.org. Stella Webb, we'll talk again very soon.
Thanks, CJ. Thanks for having me on.
I love your insights. I really do.
Thank you.
9:28's the time on this 10th day of January. A quick break, and it's our spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council after this. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back. 9:33 in the spotlight on the North Alton Godfrey Business Council. Jeff Carver, Blake Sonka. I got it right? Oh, my God. Normally I ruin something in an interview. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there. What I like is, like you said, nothing was really frozen over today. The snow was gone before 4 a.m. That's my type of snow day. I can get up and get moving. With that being said, North Alton Godfrey Business Council and two businesses a part of it are in studio. Jeff, how's everything going at the barbecue restaurant?
Everything's going well. We got through the holidays, and so we a little bit of a slowdown right now, which we expect. So everyone's coming in using their gift certificates, and we're cleaning up the shop and kind of preparing for a busy spring.
Absolutely. And Blake, at this point in the year, I guess a lot of folks are going to start giving you some phone calls and wanting to look at some quotes or maybe look at where the insurance was going last year, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Usually the end of the year is a little bit slow with the holidays. People don't want to talk about their insurance and stuff. So the New Year's usually a good time, busy. We actually just moved across the road and built a new building. So
oh, really? Where at?
That's straight across the street from where we were on Godfrey Road, just south of the
construction.
South of the plant stand. It's a white metal building with a red roof. So finishing up the parking lot in the spring when the asphalt facilities open back up. So we're getting moved in, and it's been really exciting and busy.
I've been watching your location, wondering what was going to pop up.
Yeah.
I just got yesterday. Sign.
We just got a banner yesterday and a sign mounted to the building, so a little bit
really
more visibility.
Cool.
So yeah.
How long have you been with State Farm?
So I've been with State Farm since 2016. I started with an agent in Edwardsville. We started in December 2016 and worked there for about 3.5 years. And then the Godfrey opening came open in 2019, and then we started during COVID in September 2020. So about coming up on 7 years total.
Wow.
So yeah.
And throughout the 7 years, how has just the insurance world kind of changed? Because the world's getting crazier and crazier each and every day, and I'm sure that rates go up and go down, and then State Farm, like a good neighbor, will be there.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been kind of up and down. COVID was a crazy time because a lot of people weren't driving, so some rates went down with that. And then once people got back on the road, obviously even more people are driving, there's going to be more accidents and stuff. So it's been up and down, but it's been good, and I can't complain.
There you go. And what do you like your current location on Godfrey Road? Is it suiting you just fine?
Yeah, we love it on Godfrey Road. I mean, so much visibility and so much traffic going by, so I couldn't be happier with the location, and just got really lucky that the place across the street opened up. Well, one for me because it's still on Godfrey Road, and two for the customers that it's literally right across the street.
So we just be you in there as the agent, or you have other agents in there with you?
It's just me, and then I got 4 team members. And then on the north side of that building, I have 600 square feet that we're going to finish for a tenant space eventually. So it'll be a dual spot for the commercial business. So
really cool. So like office space for Lisa, somebody needs.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, speaking of traffic and just locations, I'm telling you what, the day I don't see that Carver sign right over there across in that business district, I don't know what I would do. How long have you been at that location?
Well, actually, we started in '99, so this would make our 25th year. So we're excited about
Congratulations,
that.
man.
Yeah, everyone's always said when I got started, Carver, you need frontage. You need to be up on front, and I looked at those options, and really being tucked away in the shopping center. There was a time I was going to buy a couple other locations, but I think being between like Steak and Shake, Quick Trip, Schnucks, at 5 o'clock on the Bell Line is chaos.
Yeah.
So traffic flow is there, visibility maybe not so much, and that's why we several years ago put money in that signage. So we're kind of tucked away, which I kind of like that. I always tell people just best kept secret. So
well, what I like is whenever I leave, I don't have to risk my life taking a left onto the Beltline. Keeps my insurance rates down, Blake.
Yeah, that's a nasty intersection. It really is.
And Jeff, I'm telling you this too. Every Christmas the last couple of years, we've catered to Carvers, and it has been the best situation out there. I don't know, Blake, if you've done that yet, but it's saving everybody a lot of stress. And do you do a lot of those holiday catering options?
We built the business. The first couple of years, we actually had one little table in front. We used to have the water company come in, and we would take them all the way through the building and stick them in the storeroom, and we'd laugh about someday having a dining room. So we based the company on carry out and catering, and I did I did the Alton Expo for like 6 years, Betsy Ann Picnic, we did all kinds of outdoor events, basically because the fact when I first got started, I was working at McDonnell Douglas, and I was working out of the house, so I was doing every little carnival picnic I could do to muster it up enough to get a brick and mortar. So
that's really cool. I had no idea about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of cool to see how the story's evolved to where you are now.
If people would have asked me as a young man if what I would be doing in my late 50s, I wouldn't be celebrating 25 years of barbecue. You never know what you start out in life with one thing in mind, and it sends you a different direction. So yeah,
absolutely. And Blake, getting back to working with the individual and commercial individual alike, what's it like being at State Farm to really see how everyone's story is being told? Because I'm sure in insurance you can really see where people are going in life, and if they're going to start that business trek or if their family's growing, that's got to be cool to be a part of.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I'm still obviously getting started and been up here for 3 years, but I had 2 amazing team members, Glenda and Sherry, that were there for 25 and 28 years. And just hearing the stories that they had I insured that kid when they turned 16, and now they have 3 kids, and kind of going through life with them and being there through the first car purchase, the first house purchase, the first baby. It's really cool, especially on the business side of things too, like you said, when they're getting the quotes for the business to see it starting up. Like I said, obviously being there 3 years, we don't have any super longevity on the business side, but we do have some businesses, and it's kind of fun to watch them grow because we do their workers' comp policies and their business insurance, so you can kind of see how they're growing and progressing. So it's pretty cool to be a part of that journey with them.
And how'd you get involved in insurance? Was that something when you were leaving college going, this is something I think fits me?
No, not at all. I graduated SIUE in 2016, and like most college kids, I was applying for jobs and kept getting told, well, we need to have more experience. And I was like, trying to get the experience with you. And then my hometown friend actually is 2 years older than me, Trevor Halloran, who's the agent in Edwardsville, called me and goes, hey, I got a State Farm office in Edwardsville. You want to come work for me? And that was in July, and I was just kind of sick of the job interviewing and people telling me no. So we started in December of that year, and then after about a year and a half, I was like, I really like this. I think I could want to see myself doing this long term. And then Trevor was great with me and kind of put me in the agent aspirant program and put me on the right track, and here we are.
That's so cool, man. Congratulations on that, too.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that being said, just before we take our first pause in the segment, I really think North Alton Godfrey Business Council is so unique in the sense that I like it personally because I don't have to get up and give a 5-minute elevator pitch and everyone else does too, and then we forget about what everyone said. It's a really great way just to mingle and get to learn about our community. And do you guys kind of feel that way too, or?
Yeah, I do. I mean, obviously, I grew up in Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah.
I then moved down here in 2012 for SIUE, so not being from the area, getting to meet a lot of people. I've missed the last couple meetings, but I remember the first couple that I did go to, you get to meet all the bankers, the realtors, the other small businesses, and it's a very informal setting, like you said, where you kind of just sit down at a table and everyone's got their business card and, hey, who are you? What do you do? And just being able, for me, it was awesome because I'm not originally from the area to get to meet everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. At an early age, I ran into Zeke J. Bush, and he's been kind of a mentor. He come in and just as a customer, as a friend, and then I realized, he running the show, and he's such a great speaker, and so shortly after the business opened, I joined the association there, and it allowed me to meet all the other business owners. Which that networking, we instantly started doing lunches and corporate events. So it's if my suggestion to anybody starting out in Godfrey is definitely jump in with both feet and be part of the organization.
Absolutely. I do want to say yesterday, I got Zeke. I will say this because we were doing, who are you and what do you, and I got picked over. So when Zeke started, I said, thank you, Zeke, CJ Nacella with RiverBender, and I brought the house down. And we'll do that right after this quick break on RiverBender.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nacella on RiverBender.com.
Against the wind, we were running against the wind. We were young and strong, we were running against the wind.
You know, Bob Seger always talks about against the wind. I'd rather run against the wind than to do something else against the wind. What do you guys think, With that being said, windy conditions coming out this weekend, but a warm barbecue plate. Doesn't matter how cold it is outside, you're going to warm on up. And if you have a good insurance, well, you don't have to worry about anything happening to your house, right, Blake?
That's what we're there for, yeah.
So what do people look for in terms of, as the winter months come, and I know that, we always hear the commercials, don't open your door for the traveling roofer company out there.
Yeah.
But in insurance, it kind of is the similar way, because I see sometimes there's given, $15 a month quotes or some ridiculously low thing that you really aren't covered for. You're just throwing money at nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously you have to do your due diligence as a consumer. Usually if it's too good to be true, it usually is. So I always tell people, if we lose the price, that's going to happen sometimes, obviously. But just make sure that you're getting the same coverages and that everything's actually lined out. Because if it's a very bare bones quote, then you probably have pretty bare bones coverage. So it's definitely, especially in these cold months, with the freezing temperatures and wind and hail and all that stuff coming around, you want to make sure that you have the proper coverages.
We're turning my text line on today. I don't know if you guys have heard my phone going nuts. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I'll get to your text after the interview because this is important. I love talking to local business owners because, especially in our community, you aren't seeing Jeff Bezos put Amazon on the back of the Park and Rec jerseys.
No.
You aren't seeing any of that. It's folks
Amazon,
like...
yeah.
Exactly. It's folks like you that are really, and whenever called upon, a lot of times, let's see if we can help. And that's what small town communities and just regions do to succeed. And that's why I love talking about, prospective businesses in the council. And, Jeff, as the year is just getting started for you, it's a little bit slower right now. And I'm sure, like you said, the gift card phase is in full swing. But for you, when does busy season start back up?
You start to see the daffodils pop up. People are, you're at the end of your road come March, April, May, so, when people start getting out, they've been on the couch for a couple months. Everybody's just sick of the cold, sick of the snow. And I think that's when people start getting out. Hey, let's go have a nice lunch. Let's meet our friends. And then when you get into graduation is probably my busiest time of year. I didn't really know that going into the business, but graduation time, everyone's just rolling out the red carpet for their sons and daughters. That's a huge time for bulk pickup at Carver's.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought about that either.
Going into it, I didn't. It just happened. It's I started doing the numbers, and so we have to really start preparing for graduation.
Interesting. And Blake, is there a busy season for insurance? That's kind of fascinating too.
I would say around the beginning of the year, like you were talking about earlier, just because people are starting to review stuff, and if their policy's coming up for renewal, usually tax time's a big time too. If people are getting a tax return, they want to pay for their insurance in full, so kind of around that time. But I mean, it's something that people need year round. So I'd say the beginning to the middle of the year is usually.
What do you
the busiest.
suggest for a guy like myself? I've had insurance. I've been with the same insurance company for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get that confidence. You get that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are calling us, letting us know we're a day before a premium's up or whatever. But is it a good idea to every year, every 5 years, every 3 years to kind of just, even though you're friends with your guy, I mean, is there a certain time that you think you should go out there and pursue a quote?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say, obviously a month before the renewal, just so you have adequate time to review everything.
Okay. You don't want to burn bridges or offend the guy you've been with.
Right.
You might be friends after 30 years, but still,
we're
all looking at the bottom line.
Yeah.
How can we save money in 2024?
Great question.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say, it wasn't as pressing, but with COVID changing everything and the price of everything, especially with, labor and materials. As far as that too, just coverage amounts. I mean, homeowners coverage is, I don't know if you've known anybody that's had to rebuild, but we've had a couple house fires, and the cost to rebuild is just insanely expensive for what you'd think it would cost to rebuild a 1,800 or 2,000 square foot house. So with the changing times, I'd say every year.
We've all seen increases.
In terms of housing, does State Farm use whenever they're working with the contractor in that rebuild phase? Do they use an Xactimate or some type of software for that?
Yeah, they have an Xactimator, and then
That's what I thought.
The field adjuster does like a line by line estimate of anything, the drywall, carpet, cabinets, countertops. I mean, pretty much everything. It gets itemized.
The reason I ask is when I was in Texas, when I was doing pro wrestling, I was running the books for a lot of the business side of things for a construction company after the freeze. Remember when the power grid went out and all the houses flooded and the pipes burst? I was there dealing with that and just seeing in 2 months how it just doubled in price and cost in terms of supplies, not even man hours at that point. Just a 2x6 was like $59 at the time in Austin.
Crazy.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And it's just being aware of those type of situations too, correct?
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, like I said, with everything changing nowadays, I'd recommend people review their policies every year before the renewal. State Farm's auto policies are 6 months. I don't know what other companies are, but before your renewal, just double check to make sure that you have everything protected. And just like I said, the cost of everything when it was $59. Try and rebuild a 2,000 square foot house for anything reasonable.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, and it's good to know though, especially when you come on the show, that people, whenever they call, know what's going into this in case those situations, because it's that information, that you don't need to know until you need to know it.
Until it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're scrambling.
Right. Yeah.
And then just getting back to the area, I think that North Alton Godfrey, just our region and the sector, is really it's flourishing with some really cool businesses.
It's starting to boom.
Yeah. And Jeff, you've been a part of the council for a little bit longer than Blake. How has the region, this landscape, kind of changed in the last couple of decades in terms of business and maybe even growth?
Well, I don't know. I mean, definitely you see new structures going up, such as your shop. You see the car wash that's been going on for
45 years. They thought the Suez Canal took a long time down the block.
We're all wondering about that one. But yeah, I mean, we're Godfrey in particular with Mike McCormick out there, and they're giving incentives for local businesses with the tax TIF. I think that's would be the terminology.
Yeah.
We all pay in a certain amount, and they're giving you a percentage to do improvements on your lot, your expansions, different things. But yeah, I would say, getting through COVID was a rough time, and just the economy is just not that good.
Right.
There's pretty wealthy people in Madison County, but this particular area was kind of, not doing so hot. And I feel like in maybe just even the last 24 months, 12 months, you're seeing a explosion of. You're seeing the dollar store come in out there, finally, something there.
Yep.
You see the fire department move down and built off that dead lot. And you see new businesses coming to Godfrey, and it's about time for that Walmart area to explode as well.
It is.
And Godfrey's a little bit cheaper getting to there, so I think people are building and working their way towards that property.
I'm glad you said that because people throw out a lot. I think we forget that we have a major highway that cuts right across.
And what do you see everywhere? What's Edwardsville? And,
exactly.
And Jerseyville is next, Yeah.
And I'm so glad you said that because it's like the horizon's really close. I mean, we just got to keep building and building, and it's going to come.
Yeah.
And with that being said, before we say goodbye for now, because I've already kept you for 30 minutes. I'm sorry about that. I'm always tell people, like 20 minutes will get you back to work, and it never happens.
Yeah.
Blake, what's the best way? How does the process work? So let's say I'm a brand new customer. I've never called you before. I have a policy with such and such. When I call, what's the first step?
I mean, really, it's just gathering basic info. Obviously, your name, birthday, and where you live, and then after that, we get the car information. A lot of stuff too. There's a previous insurer report, so we're gonna be able to see a lot of the coverages, not everything, but pretty close to get you kind of lined up with what you have with your current company, and then just verify the details and discounts. And if we need to bundle with the home, the renters, life insurance, whatever it may be. It's a pretty simple process now. State Farm just revealed a new quoting system, so I mean we can run a quote in about 5 minutes. I mean, obviously we want to have that in-depth conversation, but if you get somebody on the phone that's, hey, what can you do for me right now? We can get you a price there.
Wow. So turnaround's pretty quick if you need it to be.
Yeah, if you need it to be. Like, obviously, we like to have that in-depth conversation and do some fact-finding to make sure that we have the right coverages for you because everybody's different. But, I mean, if it's somebody that's on the phone that's like, you got 3 minutes, what can you do for me? We can do that, too.
Do you guys do the Airbnb insurance as well if somebody has one of those income-producing properties or something like that?
There's an endorsement for it.
Okay.
If it's strictly an Airbnb, they don't really like to get into that business
just
because the liability with different people in there all the time. But if it's something that you only rent out,
kind of a new area, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll come out with a different endorsement here in the next couple of years, just because Airbnb and VRBO's boomed up so big recently. But
not in St. Louis, they're not allowed anymore.
Yeah. So
corporate motels, and they don't like it.
No, they don't. It's really nice to know that though. So when did that new quoting system come in?
January 3rd. So it's just the auto. So the homeowners and everything else is different, but for new business, started January 3rd that they've been working on for a year or two, and then they've been trying to release it, and finally it came out. So we're excited about it. Really
cool, man. And then Carver, what are your hours this month of January, February as we get back to being warm? Soon?
We're back to 6 days a week.
Okay.
Monday through Saturday, 11 to 7.
And then any specials this week?
I've been really pushing the brisket, so we've been.
It's
doing,
good, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've got to be honest. I'm not patronizing because you're here. I called my old boss in Austin because I waited 3 hours at a certain barbecue place to be underwhelmed for brisket, and I haven't forgiven him. And I said, I waited 0 minutes and I had the best brisket as far as I'm concerned out there, and I just sent it to him. He's like, you know what? Just because we don't have what you have down there, you don't have to call me on Christmas, son. But it's good. It really is good.
Well, there's Terry Black's and there's Franklin Barbecue. They're the two that come to mind, and they're the two that are doing like over 150 briskets a day, and selling out. So I thought I knew how to do brisket, and I went there with the X Games. My son was racing motorcycles about 7 years ago. So we were there at the X Games, and Franklin Barbecue came in and catered that. And I thought I knew how to cook brisket, and I did not. So anyway, so the last 7 years, just kind of studied these guys, and I think we're close,
Man, it's really cool, and I'm serious. My biggest endorsement for Carvers would be we use them for every holiday, and it's helped because we used to stay away from Blake. I don't know if you've ever done this with your parents when they cook Christmas, Jeff. If you have, I got away from the house whenever Christmas preparations were starting. It was just get out of the way. You'll get there whenever they call you. Yeah. We don't have to worry about that anymore because we got Carvers. And then, of course, if you call Blake, you won't have to worry about some ridiculous insurance rate, and you know you're in good hands because, like a good neighbor, Blake will be there.
That's right.
With that being said, guys, thank you so much for your time. And if you want to be a part of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council, NAGBC.com. That's NAGBC.com. And you don't have to be a business to be a part of it. Individuals can be a part of the volunteerism efforts and the beautification that the council does as well. And on that note, guys, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. There you go. 9:56 is the time on this 10th day of January. Yeah, that's the month. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news, Mississippi Meanderings, and we'll see if I can get in trouble on a Wednesday morning. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Lennox.
So do I. Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Lennox products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Sorry. I was learning the secrets of a brisket by Carver over there. That was a fun one. Why don't we do this? It's 10:01. And let's take a look at what's happening around the River Bend. Make sure you sign up for your breaking news alerts and always stay in the know, as my good friend Ray Hartman would say, on your daily email update and with your number one source for everything local. And always ask yourself the question in the morning, have you had your daily dose of local? We'll bring you to St. Louis first at 10:01 on this Wednesday morning. Crimes continue to decline in the city of St. Louis. Yesterday, Mayor Tashara Jones, joined by public safety officials and community violence intervention partners, highlighted the significant progress on the state of public safety since the administration took office on April 2021. With targeted investments in crime prevention, intervention, and enforcement, St. Louis experienced a 21% reduction in homicides, 158 in 2023 compared to 200 in 2022. Now, that's the lowest murder rate in a decade and one of the biggest year-over-year reductions in violent crime in over 90 years. Total Part 1 crimes consisting of murder, sexual assault, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, felony theft, and auto theft are down a total of 22%. Marking his first year leading the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, Chief Robert Tracy thanked the officers of the department for sharing his commitment to data-driven and community-oriented policing. The Office of Violent Prevention, started by Mayor Jones in 2022 with an infusion of American Rescue Plan Act funding, has established partnership with more than 30 community organizations focused on crime prevention and intervention, serving more than 3,000 residents since its opening. OVP has connected youth with safe spaces featuring a variety of programs and implemented crime intervention methods to deter individuals from resolving their problems with firearms. To capture the work done to date, Mayor's office has released its State of Public Safety report that's now available on the city's website for the public to view. Out of Columbia College recently announced its Dean's List for fall 2023, the August through December semester. To be named to the Dean's List, get this, a student must have a completed 12 credit hours in a 16-week period and achieve a minimum GPA of a 3.5 on a 4.0 scale. Students from the area who received this honor, out of Alton, Sierra Johnson, and out of Jerseyville, Samantha Molly, Day Campus at Columbia, Missouri. Congratulations to both of you on making the Dean's List. That's a heck of an accomplishment. Sydney Sinks reporting out of Edwardsville. In Crowd will host a Blooming Where We Are Planted brunch fundraiser on behalf of Habitat for Humanity, and here's what you need to know. From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on January the 14th, people can enjoy brunch from several local restaurants, live and silent auctions, and dueling pianos performed by Mike Sondriger. All proceeds from the event go to the Edwardsville Glen Carbon chapter of Habitat for Humanity, which provides housing and financial literacy classes for families in need. Lindsay Gareth, executive board member within Crowd, explained that networking group is eager to host the fundraiser for Habitat for Humanity. Tickets to the event give attendees access to the dueling pianos performance, the auction, and small bite brunch provided by 1818 Chop House, Big Daddy's, Blue Violet, Cafe Birdie, Edison's, and so many more. You can also purchase mimosas and Bloody Mary flight options as well. Now, all proceeds from ticket sales and auction items will go toward Habitat for Humanity. Mark Gibbs, the president of the Edwardsville Glen Glen Carbon chapter of the group noted that almost everyone who contributes to Habitat is a volunteer. So most of the money from fundraising can go toward building the home because their operational overhead is so low. The Edwardsville Glen Carbon chapter is currently preparing to begin work on their 10th home. The money from the Blooming Where We Are Planted brunch will go towards this build. Gibbs explained that the family who receives the house will also contribute sweat equity and pay a mortgage in addition to attending financial literacy classes. Because of the money donated throughout this fundraiser, the mortgage will be lower than a traditional mortgage, making it more affordable so the family has a hand up to access its housing. In-Crowd hopes to make the Growing Where We Are Planted fundraiser an annual tradition to support other organizations in the community. The community is what In-Crowd and Habitat for Humanity are all about. For more information about the Blooming Where We Are Planted fundraiser, including how to buy tickets, you visit the official Facebook event page for more information. Out of Godfrey, the Nature Institute will host 2 owl prowl events to give the public a chance to learn more about owls and hear them in the preserve. Great horned owls and bar owls are the most common 2 owls in Illinois. During the winter, these owls build nests, find mates, and defend their territory. Since owls are active and vocal when defending territories, it gives us all a chance to consistently hear them in the wild. Treehouse Wildlife Center will bring several owl species as well to the Nature Preserve on 2 occasions this winter. The Valentine's Day Owl Prowl on February the 14th is designed for adults. This program will be a unique event with learning, appetizers, and wine for groups of friends and couples alike to enjoy together. The Treehouse program will start indoors with the live owls and snacks. Then they'll head outside to call and listen for those wild owls. On February the 16th, the Treehouse will return for a family-oriented program where families will learn about owls, meet with the owl ambassadors, then continue outside for an owl prowl hike. Prior to owl prowl, the Nature Institute will host a tree ID program to help nature enthusiasts learn more about native trees and gain an understanding of how to identify them using bark, buds, and branching. This program is ideal for adults and older students on January the 20th. The event is at 1 p.m. and registration is limited, so book now. For pricing and registration for these events and to find out other programs at TNI, contact the Nature Institute at info@thenatureinstitute.org or by giving them a phone call today, 618-466-9930. One final bit of news out of the Riverbend. Sydney Sinks reports the latest and brings us this insightful information. An American is sexually assaulted every 68 seconds, according to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, known as RAIN. While the number is staggering, that also means you're not alone. If you've been sexually assaulted, there are resources that can help you in the immediate aftermath and during your long-term recovery. The last thing most people want to do after an assault is to go to the emergency room, but that's exactly what is recommended. If you go to the ER up to 7 days after an assault, they can provide medical assistance and complete a sexual assault evidence collection kit that can be used to report assault to the police. Whatever happens in the ER is up to you. Once you've disclosed that you have survived an assault, you will be treated by a nurse who is specifically trained to handle sexual assault. These sexual assault nurse examiners are known as SANE nurses, will talk with you and help you decide whether you want to complete an evidence collection kit or not. They will also give you medications to help prevent STIs and pregnancies if you prefer. You will either be treated on-site or transferred to another hospital where other nurses are available, but under Illinois law, hospitals have to either treat or transfer sexual assault survivors. You will not be turned away. The evidence collection kit documents physical injuries and collects DNA samples that might be relevant to proving an assault has taken place. Evidence collection is most effective if done immediately after a crime, so survivors are encouraged to go to the ER as soon as they can. Just because you agreed to undergoing an exam or completing an evidence kit does not mean you have agreed to making a police report. In Illinois, the sexual assault evidence collection kit will be stored for 10 years after collection or 10 years after the survivor turns 18 years old, whichever is longer. You can decide to wait or press charges later in life, and the evidence from that kit will be available if it's within that time frame. Whether you decide to complete an evidence collection kit or not, the ER can link you to resources within the state of Illinois or the ER's network. If you have survived an assault, the ER will discharge you with information about local resources so you fully understand your rights, the procedures you underwent at the hospital, and some of the options you have available for support. For many people, cost is a deciding factor on whether or not to seek medical care, but this does not have impact to your decision in Illinois, where sexual assault survivors are not charged for their ER visit or resulting medical care under the Illinois Sexual Assault Survivors Emergency Treatment Act. The ER and SANE nurses want to be as helpful as possible. So if you're ever confused about a part of the process or you want to know more about local resources, you can always ask. There are several more services and resources available throughout the country. Visit centers.rann.org to find a center near you, and you can contact the National Sexual Assault Hotline at 1-800-656-4673 for more help and resources. Remember, surviving a sexual assault feels lonely, but you're not alone. And I really appreciate Sydney's report on this and making sure that our resources we know about right here in our region. At 10:11, we will take a quick break. We aren't going to do weather today because we're going to talk to Sydney Sings. She's going to fill us in on the latest blog she wrote and the next one because Blog Talk is making its return to our daily show.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Mungan Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Mungan Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Nine. Jesus. It's going to be a long day. 10:14, City Sings blog. Talking blog talk. I like this. So, how's your week been? Are you waking up today?
You know, we're getting there. I have about half of my coffee drunk, so any minute now it's gonna kick in and I'm gonna really get productive. I swear, John, I promise.
Yeah, don't just keep skiing. We're getting it done here. We're holding the fort down. I already went through 3 energy drinks and nothing's helping.
Something about today, I don't know. I think it's just the weather outside. It's cold, it's gray, it's gross. And so I'm just ready to sit down, do my work, get things done, and have a good day.
Look at you. I'm telling you, I need to have that mindset because I woke up today like the gravelly old guy that just got divorced that hates it all, you know? Why do I gotta move today? I think it's cool that people are loving your blog. I don't know if you saw the comments on the last one, but man, everyone seemed to love the way you wrote this about freezing for fun.
Yeah, it's really sweet, actually. I've been really surprised by just, I think people just want to hear what's going on in the community, and they find it interesting to hear a first-person perspective, and so it's been really nice. It's been really sweet to see people like it, and I feel very, very touched about the whole thing, to be honest.
Well, I think it's fair because we've talked before about putting yourself out there, and sometimes it's a little scary, but honestly, Sydney, it seems like everyone kind of connects with the way you write because Rusty, who's come on this show and bragged about you right here a couple of days ago, it's the way you write because you're informative, but you aren't boring. You know?
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. No, it's a learned skill. So I've written plenty of very boring things in my life, trust me, but we're getting there. We're getting better. That's part of just doing it. You get better, you keep going. And so I've been lucky that I've been able to do that here so far.
So before we talk about the blog, I wanted to ask you about Riverbend Resources a little bit more because I ended the newscast with it because even though it was a little bit longer, it's important information because everyone feels alone in a lot of situations, whether it's for assault or mental illness or distress. And I think it's cool that you're writing about these resources that we do have throughout the region because there's a lot.
There is so much, and that's something that I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I didn't totally recognize until I came here and started meeting people. There are so many great resources in the community and so many great organizations who are doing really good work. Riverbend Resources just kind of goes through, and it takes an issue every month. This month was Riverbend Resources if you have survived a sexual assault. And so the idea is we just talk about some of the resources in the community and people, ways that you can get help. I think a lot of people, when you're in the middle of something, or you've just, you're gone through whatever.
Right.
It's hard to find what you need, or it's hard to even know what you need, So that's kind of the goal, is just to find resources and put them out there for the community to access. So if anyone's listening and you're like, oh, I'd really love to hear this issue talked about, or this organization, or whatever, please email me, because I'd love to talk to you about it, too.
Absolutely. What's your email?
Sydney, spelled like Australia, SYDNEY, at RiverBender. Right? You did. That's pretty good.
I have not failed once today, and Liv's watching upstairs observing the show today.
Hi, Liv.
It normally never goes this well. I'm just kind of showing off today. But getting back to the blog, the one that you wrote with spending the day with your best friend was cool because I connected to that really big. Before my grandpa died, that's all he was my buddy. Like, that was it. And it really kind of let me, kind of live a different life in a second, just kind of take a step back and re-examine my relationship with my grandpa, and then learning about all the things that you do together. That was really fun.
Yeah, well, thank you. No, I appreciate that. And no, I'm very lucky that I've gotten to know him and get to know him. And my grandfather, we spend a lot of time together just hanging out and talking about really dumb things that I find interesting, and he is nice enough to listen to. So, I torture this man with conversations. This man's a former Marine, and I'm talking to him about ghosts and crystals and dating apps, and he does not care, but he's very nice about it, so we have a good time.
How does he feel about the Facebook groups?
He could care less.
I'm ready for the "Are we dating the same person?" conversation. Those groups are getting interesting.
I got out of that because I was too stressed about the whole thing, but I respect.
Oh no, there's a lot of infighting going on. It's fun to watch. I never post it. I just want to see who's yelling at who.
That's pretty interesting.
But with that being said, freezing for funds, I gotta just give you my hat on this one. I don't wear a hat because my hair would be ruined, but that's cold. It was
so cold.
It was snowing, and it was really cool to see you out there. Take me through your experience.
Yeah, so it was Freezing for Funds. Godfrey does this, and it's the class of 1986, the Alton High School class, and they put this on and raise money for a charity in the community. And it's just basically you walk into Glazebrook Lake, and you walk out, and the money goes to, in this case, it went to YWCA in Alton, which is really cool. But yes, I had never done anything like this before, and it was about as torturous as it looked. I had no idea. I talked such a big game. I was like, this is going to be no biggie. I'm happy to do it. It's going to be fun. And it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but it was also horrible.
So I remember you talking about this during lunch one day before Saturday. And I thought, man, she must have some experience in cold water.
No, I'm just a good bluffer. I'm just naive and excited.
Now, what I always worried about is knowing my luck. I'd walk in the darn lake, and then I'd step on a fishing hook and get like tetanus or something. It was pretty clean, though. They took care of it pretty well.
Well, I wore water shoes to
That's
really.
smart.
Thank you. It really looked very fashionable, I'm sure.
That's
but...
a veteran move, though. That's somebody
Thank
with
you.
experience, what they do.
I might have Googled. I was Googling, like, what should I do? It was the night before. It's like 10 p.m. And I'm like, what do I need to know about doing this before I go in?
When do I go into shock?
Yeah, yeah. There's an ambulance there, which is a good idea, but very sobering moment to realize, like, we are gonna walk into this freezing cold water. It's fine.
How does the raffle go? How does that? Because I've never been. Okay, I'm gonna get in trouble because I always, I have not gone yet. I will go next year.
Wow. No. No. Basically, there we go. We basically everybody who entered and to participate, you chose the charity that you were willing to donate, or you wanted the money to go to, basically. And so the mayor, Mike McCormick, the Godfrey mayor, went through and pulled out of all of these lists of charities, and he pulled YWCA this year, which is really exciting, and they do some really cool work. So exciting, yeah.
That's all. Well, and now take me through the event itself, because just the sights and sounds of it. I think it's cool because I saw some pictures and it looked like some families were out there really enjoying it together, and even the folks that didn't jump in were out kind of observing it with the music and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it very much had like a festival vibe.
Yeah.
There was donuts and coffee, and people were just in a really good mood. Mostly the people who weren't going to walk into the lake were in a really good mood. The rest of us were a little bit more hesitant about the whole thing, but we were, it was just exciting. Everyone was happy to be there. It was a nice Saturday morning, cold and gray, but everyone was there for a good reason.
A Seattle Saturday.
Exactly. Everyone was there for a good reason, a good cause, and so happy to do it.
So take me through the next blog. What are we writing about this next week?
That's a trade secret, and I'm not just saying that because I don't know. No, to be honest, we'll find out. It's as much as a surprise to me as it is to you. It just kind of depends on what comes up in the week or so.
That's what I was curious about, because it seems like you're really, it's really diverse in the way that you do the blogs. Because sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's about events that you're going to go do. Sometimes it just depends. So do you kind of wait to see what you're feeling like as the week drowns on and all that stuff?
Well, yeah, well, I'm sure you can, you can speak to this too, but you just go throughout your day, and it just is a normal day. And then every now and then you look back and you're like, that was really unique, or that was really interesting, or something really strange happened at this wonderful job that we have where strange things happen all the time.
A lot.
And so, it kind of just depends. And so in the next few days, I'll kind of narrow it down and then sit down on Monday usually and write it out.
So I got to stop doing that, and I'm glad you brought this up. I don't know what the hell happened to me. But out of nowhere, I became like Larry David Jr., and I'm just like criticizing everything. I'm like, well, why did you have to step in line? You're getting lottery tickets and you're holding up. So every time I start thinking about things, I remember it the next day and it just hits me, and I go on these little weird rants.
No, that's completely fair. There comes a moment you're like, because you're living your life and you're like, this is fine. That's that's fine. And then the next day you're like, actually though, I have something to say about it. So.
Well, I really like having you on to talk about the blog because they're really gaining popularity, and I think it's cool that a bunch of, and this isn't me dogging you guys or anything, but just like you guys watch a young guy kind of spew into a microphone, I think it's cool that you have such a receptive audience for a younger, woman out there that's writing this and being accepted by the public as good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know nothing. I'm like,
I know nothing.
And that's a warning to everybody. I know nothing, but I'm just, trying my best and learning. And so it's been great to be able to get to know the community members and get to speak to them and learn from them. And it's been really a great experience so far.
So what would you rate Freezing for Funds? Box of 10.
Okay, as an event, 10 out of 10, great moment. As an experience, we're kind of, I guess we'll go with the temperature, which is more around 10. More out of low. I don't know exactly how much it was, but it was pretty low that day.
Yeah, it was.
So, yeah.
Ugh.
Go around there, 1 or 2. Sorry. No offense. It was very cold. It was a great event. But
now, question for you. Have you gotten annoyed with me banging on my keyboard to turn my computer screen on yet upstairs?
Every now and then I hear you trying to turn something on. You go like, oh.
I'm waiting for the day that's the blog. How to deal with the annoying neighbor
your
in
coworker.
Your office. 1024, Sydney. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a quick pause and we'll talk all about Mississippi Meanderings. I do get paid to talk. Barely. Right after this in the heart of the 618. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trunked. I've got a Linux.
So do I. Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Maybe I'm afraid of the way I leave you. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you help me sing my song. Right me when I'm wrong. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I really need you.
Oh, here we go, 10:29 on this beautiful 10th day of January. Before we all start hating our lives on Friday evening when it's 1 degree outside. Yeah, did they ever make anything on a kayak to break up ice as you're kayaking?
not a safe thing to do.
Not a safe thing to do. Never mind.
Not to say that
Disregard
it hasn't been done, but wouldn't be recommended.
The water trail would never recommend that.
Exactly. Well, I always love talking with you, Craig, and just talking all things Mississippi River Water Trail, talking about just nature in general, because we have such a beautiful landscape that we should be out exploring when we can and getting away from your damn phone screen. Just my soapbox rant today, but coming up on the 20th of January, Mississippi Meanderings. This is a fun event. I mean, this is really cool, Craig.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be at the National Great Rivers Museum, and on the 20th, we're bringing in Dale Sanders, legendary Dale Sanders, who paddled the entire length of the Mississippi, 2,300 miles in 2022, and he broke the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest person to do that at age 87. So we're going to have him there. And there was a documentary crew that was with him the entire time filming it. And we've got that 90-minute film, and we're going to play that film, and then everybody can talk to Dale afterwards.
That's really cool. Now, how long of a journey was he on, cruising down the river?
Yeah, he did that journey in 87 days. He's 87 years old.
Wow.
So he wanted to do it in 87 days, and that's what happened.
That's incredible. And Dean, take me to this event too, because I was telling Craig last year, I think this is such a cool and unique way, especially in the winter months, to get out and about and just enjoy. Take me through what Mississippi Meandering just means to you before we get into the deep dive of this conversation.
Sure. Well, I think we've been doing this 10 years, maybe a little bit longer. I've been lucky enough to be part of many of those. I really think this is just kind of an excuse for those of us who really love the river and are in the paddling community to get together in the middle of winter when it's a lot harder to get outside and enjoy the river directly. We get to hang out with each other, share some companionship and some stories. And this year, it's a good chance for us to celebrate Dale's remarkable accomplishment, but also just to sort of go deeper into the experience of being a long-distance paddler on the Mississippi and appreciating that.
Well, it's really, to me, I don't even think of it, I think of it more as an art form, and I'll tell you why, because I was starting to watch this just on YouTube. I got stuck into the rabbit hole of it, and just seeing the talent and just the skill that you have to really do those long paddles, I mean, that is incredible strength and really just discipline, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning that goes into it with the gear and the fitness and everything to get ready. Months of planning and preparation to take on a trip like that. And he's done it twice now. He broke the Guinness record when he was 80 years old. And then Dan Stark actually broke his record at age 82. And Dale was bound and determined to get his record back, and so he did it when he was 87.
And what's that mean for you guys as paddlers, too, to see somebody that's older going, that record's coming back home to me?
It's exciting. What was exciting is that he carries kind of a spot tracker. We're able to track him, and we knew when he was coming into the St. Louis area, so a lot of us went out and paddled with him. We paddled 25 miles with him, of the 2,300 when he was in the area. So that was a lot of fun to kind of hang out with him on his long journey.
This is incredible. I mean, that to me is really cool, because that to me is what the activity and just being outside in nature is all about, is being together and just exploring and enjoying life together and seeing the beauty around us too, and the beauty of his story on top of it. I mean, that is one of the best stories. I think you can't write that in Hollywood. You just can't.
Right. And you just kind of feel like if some 88-year-old managed to break the record, that Dale would be out there at 90 to take it back. So.
Have you had a chance to talk with Dale?
Yeah, I've been talking to him just kind of leading up to the event and everything, and he's pretty excited. He did it in 2022 and then went to a lot of filming shows across the country, and so he was pretty busy for a while there, but now he's coming to St. Louis, and we're going to enjoy having him here.
Man, this is really cool. I'm telling you what, that's an interview anyone would love to be a part of, and just a Q&A that people would want to be a part of, too. And now the event itself starts at noon on that Saturday, correct?
Yeah, we're going to have a meet and greet for an hour, so folks can show up at noon and check in. Now, you have to pre-register. You can go to our website, MississippiRiverWaterTrail.org, and find out how to register, or go onto our Facebook page, and it'll get you to the registration page, and you can register.
Well, and now take me through the day, because this is something I think is really cool. It's always structured really well. There's not a lot of time to kind of wait around. There's always something new happening here to keep things moving and really just keep people talking about the river.
Yeah. We're going to have that meet and greet for an hour, and then we're going to do a couple things, talk about the Mississippi River Water Trail with the group, and honor our Volunteer of the Year award from our group and everything. And then we're going to have a little talk about source to sea paddlers. So just in general, what is the nature and the history of source to sea paddling and everything, and have about a half-hour discussion about that before we get into the 90-minute documentary of Dale's journey, and then we'll have Dale come up and do a question and answer session.
Well, then afterwards, if you're still froggy and wanting some more, you have an optional dinner opportunity at Old Bakery Brewery, and I'm telling you, they have some great dinner.
Yeah, we're thankful that they're going to have us over. Probably going to be a pretty good sized crowd going over there at 5:30 or so.
Now, this is reserved to about 90 people, correct?
Yeah, about 90 folks. It's the auditorium holds about 100 people, and there's some of our volunteers and the Water Trail folks will be there too. So we're going to try to limit the registration to about 90. Then.
Really cool. And why don't we do this? Because I got to take a quick break anyway. I'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking for a little bit longer because I love this. I think it's so cool to be out there and really exploring the Mississippi River and realizing how important it is, not just for our region, but for the country. I mean, there's so many resources from terms of commerce, but also just natural beauty that you aren't going to get anywhere else but right here if you're located on the river. It's 10:36 on this 10th day. It's a Wednesday morning in the heart of the 618. More of our daily show hits you right after this on RiverBender.com. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
(10:38). Welcome back. I love that no one can hear us until I just slide that up. That's my favorite part of the show is everyone goes, what are you guys saying when you're coming back? You got to be in the studio to find out. Book a show now. Hey, as we're coming back, Craig, just talking about the Mississippi River a little bit more. You know, this point in the year, to me, it's fun as just an observer because I love watching the river get iced over and just seeing that look and that picturesque setting of Clark Bridge. But to me, why is the Mississippi River truly so important, not only for just recreational activity, but also for, the longevity of our region?
Yeah, it's just it really not appreciated enough. It's a great place to paddle, and it's something that, unlike most of the rivers in Missouri, like the Merrimack and the Current River, and anybody can jump in a canoe and get out there and paddle. But with the Mississippi, there's a skill, and so you really should take a clinic of something. You need to know what kind of gear to wear. You need to know how to interact with the commercial traffic, with the barge traffic, and the recreational boats and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's not something that someone should just jump in a kayak and take off. They really should get that training. We provide that training, and there are other groups in town that provide that training. But big river paddling is a skill, and you really need to be trained. But be that said, getting out there and the serenity, and there's just lots of places up and down the Mississippi to paddle, and we have one of the most beautiful spots right here with the bluffs from Alton to Grafton. It's just one of the most prettiest places on the whole Mississippi River.
Can't beat it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you too about that, because to me the one thing that always sticks in my mind with kayaking on the river is the current. And I don't think people realize that we have a pretty strong current on the river at times. That's just what I've noticed, especially because the way I look at it, if I'm driving down the road and that water's moving pretty quick, that means on the water it's moving even faster. That's just me anyway.
Yeah, and it does vary throughout the year based on what's going on in the level and that kind of thing. But we have 29 dams on the Mississippi River, and it just so happens that here in Alton is the last dam on the river, and it's free flowing from here all the way down to New Orleans. So that actually creates a lot of pools upstream all the way up into Minnesota, and so the current can be a lot less in those pool sections and everything. But there's ways to find out what the current is and the level and that kind of thing if you know where to look on the web.
And how did you, if it's okay to ask both of you, what was your first experience on the Mississippi like? Because I feel like that, big muddy experience is one you always remember, that first time being out there.
Yeah, it's a little intimidating. And, I appreciate the fact that new folks that come and talk with us are a little intimidated too, because I certainly was.
You should be.
And, yeah. And so, I got that training and got prepared and ready to go. But I was certainly intimidated when I went out there. I don't know. What do you think, Dean?
Well, I was kind of young and dumb. So I was a college student in La Crosse, Wisconsin at the time, and a buddy and I just grabbed a canoe and we went down to a boat ramp. And we decided to head upriver for a while because we were trying to get up to an island that was upriver of La Crosse. So we fought against the current for a good hour or so until we finally found an island with a nice little beach, and we pulled over and we just had this great afternoon lounging in the sun, relaxing, going for a swim. And then it took us about 10 minutes, it was all going back. So I remember that experience very well, though.
That's really cool. I just love it, because to me those are all parts of our life story too, and just remembering those little moments in anything's really cool. And
yeah.
As an individual is going to you guys for the first time to learn really the proper way to be on the river and how to respond to commercial traffic, that's something I would have never even thought of, and you should with how many barges are right here. Believe it or not, off the record, or off the subject, not off the records, I'm on the air. I watched a barge turn around in the Mississippi River yesterday at Ingrek. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I thought I could park pretty well, but that guy's a pretty good driver.
Really good.
But what's that first step? What are those first conversations like when you're working with someone that's newer, that's never big river paddled before? What's that conversation?
Yeah, you really just need to talk them through it, because again, the intimidation factor. And what's great is there's just excellent technology out there with the GPS and there's apps that you can put on your phone you can actually identify where all the barges are and kind of anticipate your trip and where you're going to go. And you can talk to the pilots of the barges with the marine radio and that kind of thing. So the technology is really good to make it possible to get out there and kayak safely.
Now, sorry, Dean.
No, I was going to say, I think for us, one of the things that we try to do is walk that line between helping people respect the river but not being afraid of it. Because there's so many stories about how dangerous the river is. Almost all of them are overstated.
Yeah.
So we want to kind of make sure to get past those initial fears, but let people respect the river and know that they need to learn certain skills to be able to paddle safely.
Just because I'm curious, what's that look like when you are next to a barge and you have to kind of, get out of the damn way, it kind of seems like.
Yeah, and you really need to see them coming because they're pretty quiet out there sometimes. So your head's got to be on a swivel a little bit. but certainly way before they get anywhere close to you, you need to get way out of the way. They have to stay into the channel, and those red and green buoys out there. That's where they're going to be, and there's a lot of water on either side of those buoys. So best thing for you to do is get out of the channel and stay really, really clear of them. So
really fascinating.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we were talking about that discussion of long distance paddling from source to
sea.
Oh, I almost had the first time I botched something today, and it's on the last interview. And Dean, you'll be giving this presentation, correct?
Yeah, so there's a really surprisingly long history of people who do long distance paddles on the Mississippi. So I'm going to do what I can in 30 minutes to do justice to some of that, and I'm going to probably skew more towards some of the older paddlers that maybe we don't know as much about. So there are some complicated people who've done this, but probably Willard Glazier was the first person who actually completed a source-to-sea paddle, and he did that in early 1880s.
Wow.
But he was, let's say, sometimes with his writing, it was a little hard to tell fact from fiction. So we're not entirely sure how much of the paddling he actually did during that trip. Probably he did most of it.
What happens when you eat those morning glory seeds?
Right, and when you're a writer famous for sort of embellishing things anyway, when you make your money from that. But really, the modern character who kind of set the stage for the source to sea paddle was a Minnesotan named Alfred Tousley, who did the whole river in 1925. Wow. So I'll talk a little bit about him and his experiences. He wrote a book, so it's pretty easy to tell. He was a journalist by background, so he was pretty good. Read. Yeah. He was documenting things, a little dry at times, but he had some really interesting observations about the river at that time.
We were just touching on technology. You didn't have that in the 1800s and early 90s. When did the technology really start to evolve in terms of paddling just in general? Do you guys know of that?
I don't know exactly, but I'd say within the last 10 years or so, it's really improved dramatically and certainly makes our life a lot easier in a lot of ways. So we're a lot more aware of what's going on. You can communicate with the folks that are operating the dams and prep them for your arrival and that kind of thing. So it's very helpful.
Do you all ever look back and go and think about the way you used to, paddle on the river without all the technology and go, whew, thank gosh, thank goodness for today.
Yeah.
Exactly. I imagine there are some things that are that way. Some people maybe have a little sense of nostalgia, too, for being able to do things a little more unencumbered or to figure it out as you go along. It's really hard to do that now because the river is so well mapped. There are towns along the way. And with the technology, you can really plan things out and have a nice, safe paddle. Some people I know sort of miss that sense of adventure a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that. There are some old timers out, and certainly much better paddlers than me. I know a lot of them personally. They've been on the river for so long that will tell you they don't need any of that technology, and by God, they probably don't. They're that good at it. So
it's incredible.
So they just know the river and they know where every wing dike is and how the it flows down the all the way down to New Orleans. So
wow. And we were just talking whenever we had the arrival of Graybeard coming in. What's his name?
Dale Sanders.
Dale Sanders. I don't know what's happened. I just kind of went into shell shock here. But I was thinking about this. Whenever you guys started paddling with Dale, when he made his arrival into this portion of the river, whenever people did long distance paddling in the 1900s, 1925, you said, was there any type of welcoming for the individuals are kayaking through town to town or kind of passing by? Did that ever gain any steam, or was that just, here's somebody else on the river?
Sometimes it did. Some of them were networking with journalists along the way and got media coverage. So there's some really interesting newspaper articles I've been able to find from like the 1920s and 30s of folks who were doing this. One guy from the UK did not a source to sea paddle. He paddled most of the Mississippi with essentially no money, but relying on the help of the JCs because he was a member of the JCs. So every time he networked with them and knew contacts and communities he was coming to, so he would have somebody there to help him out when he got there. Wow. So people found a way.
This is so cool. I mean, to me, that aspect of it alone is what I think so cool, because to me, I'd imagine that as being an event. Here's this individual that's literally going 2,000 miles in paddling, that's a hell of an accomplishment no matter what day and age you are, you know?
Yeah, it really is. It's very intimidating for a lot of folks, I'm sure. The other thing that's really helpful is there's river angels they call them river angels up and down the river, their term for that. And they have their own Facebook page. And so it's really good to know when you get started, you know, who those folks are and where they are along the river, because they can come out and give you a lot of help, you know, that you need and supplies and that kind of thing.
That's super cool. That is really cool. And I love it because it gives you more of a reason to go and learn this skill and really be a part of it and take those, you know, opportunities and adventures. Because I think, this is just me, I think that we're getting that sense of adventure for so many people is starting to get smaller and smaller, and there's so many opportunities to go out and just try something new. And you have organizations like Mississippi River Water Trail that'll help you do it and learn. And Craig, are there any opportunities coming up for these classes that maybe, because I know that you guys do some classes throughout the winter and spring, correct?
Yeah, in the spring and summer, typically,
Yeah.
and we try to do them earlier in the year to kind of prepare for the season and everything. So we're planning one on June 1st. We're kind of getting things put together. We're going to have a few of them. So, you know, just keep looking at our Facebook page and our website and everything. And if you want to learn how to paddle on the Mississippi, it's a 2-day course, 8 hours a day, and we'll take you through everything with the paddling strokes and the rescue maneuvers that you need to do and all the gear that you need and that kind of thing. We can really prepare you to do that.
Well, that's why you definitely should, because if you think you can throw out your kayak out there the first time, you're in for a little bit of a shock, I think. With that being said, Craig, when was the last kayaking experience you had this year, or last year, I guess?
Yeah, I haven't been on the water for a while. It's been about a month or so. I got out on the Merrimack River for 7 miles or something like that in December. So I'm looking forward to getting out there again soon.
So Craig is one of the best segwayers ever. I don't know if you realize it, but that was my kind of question, is when you're on other rivers and other bodies of water when you're paddling, what is that compared to in terms of river, not really lake or anything, but in terms of Merrimack to Mississippi? Would what are those experiences different like? And how does the Mississippi River differ from any of the other rivers that you guys have been on the water on?
Yeah, it really is completely different. There's a lot of we're lucky with Missouri and all of the paddling rivers. There's tremendous amount of rivers in Missouri, and they're pretty easy going, except for on the upper parts of those rivers when they get kind of creaky and everything when they're first starting. But when they starting to widen out downstream, it's pretty easy paddling in comparison to the Mississippi, which has boils sometimes and wing dikes that create kind of a rapid right there that you need to get around, and obviously the barge traffic that you got to be aware of and that kind of thing. So it's really a lot different.
And those smaller rivers can be a little more volatile too. It doesn't take a lot of rain for some of those rivers to come up pretty fast. So that's a little different. Every river kind of has its own character, I think, and
it does.
The only answer is you have to go out on as many rivers as you can and go there as many times as you can, so you see it at different times a year and different water levels.
So I'm gonna take the chance. This is a different question, but now that we're on character here, this is a good one. Out of any character in any movie you've ever watched, what character would correlate to the Mississippi?
Oh wow,
Ooh.
That's probably the best question I've asked in a long time.
Well, I mean, the easy answer is that Mark Twain probably best.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of the cop-out answer. Let's see, because the Mississippi, it's been highly altered. Maybe it's like an aging movie star in some ways.
Yeah.
It's been through so much engineering, like all these facelifts, but still hanging around, still doing its thing. That's what I got off the top of my head.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of movies out there with folks paddling on the Mississippi River, so I don't. Nothing's coming to mind.
Like any type of Disney, almost Disney animated, character. It's just because there's no way to really compare the river to anything else. It's kind of the bottom line there. And have you seen the movie yet? The documentary on this? Have you had a chance to watch it yet?
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I haven't yet. It'll be my first time at Meanderings. So
There you go. And it's pretty good, Craig, you said? Really good?
Yeah. It really is neat. It not only talks about his journey and everything that he had to go through, but it kind of goes through him and his life.
Yeah.
And all the way from, there he is right there. So
incredible.
Just talking about Dale growing up and how that, grew up on a farm and all of that, and how he got to this point in with his age and everything to have the desire to paddle on the Mississippi River. It's a great documentary.
This is cool. And for more information on this, the Mississippi Meanderings Facebook event page is open. They have tickets that are linked. It's on brownpapertickets.com, but there's a link right there on the event that will take you right to it. And on the on-demand version, I'll link that into our description. So that way you don't have to start typing in 400 things. We'll take care of you. And Dean, Craig, man, this was fun. This was really cool. And I'm so glad to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
We'll take a quick pause here, 10:54 the time on this Wednesday morning. We'll take a little bit of a break. We'll come back with the All-Star Award and give the honor to the buffoon of the day. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I last.
Bringing it on home on this Wednesday morning. What a great show. Busy. Coming up tomorrow, we got Lee Cox and some more fun on the horizon, so I hope you hang out with me then, and just stay tuned to RiverBender.com, especially with those weather updates. Dan does a great job, the entire news team does, of making sure that you are aware and in the know about all the things that are coming down the pipeline in terms of weather throughout the region. Also, brand new segment coming to the show with Centerstone, and I am really excited about this. This is going to start in February. That's all I can give you now because I got to go. But I just want to thank them again for starting this. We have some more friends coming on. We keep growing. I told you, we're getting to 2 million this year. We hit 1 million in October. We'll see what happens. But all I know is I'll see you Thursday. So on that note, have a great day. Try your best to stay out of jail.